a comfortable position. Put all distractions aside. Take a deep breath and be at ease. Breathe freely and easily, smoothly and comfortably. Listen to the sounds outside. The sound of children's voices, like music, like the embodiment of joy. How important it is. How it's something that we should never forget. That playful child still exists inside of us. So long as we do not forget. Be reminded now of when you made sounds like that. Remember that that person is still you. Still full of wonder. Still full of amazing. Still full of imagination. And if you will, repeat after me. I am worthy of love.
I am worthy of love.
I am worthy of respect.
I am worthy of respect.
I am worthy of good things happening to me.
I am worthy of good things happening to me.
I am worthy of happiness.
I am worthy of happiness.
Worthy of joy.
Worthy of joy.
Worthy of wonder.
Worthy of wonder.
I am worthy of success.
I am worthy of success.
I am worthy of sharing my joy with others.
I am worthy of sharing my joy with others.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Take one final breath and return. So this first and most important principle. You know, they say that there are no real order to the 7 principles. And yet they've still put this one first. And I see it that way, because it really is the foundation of everything that we do. The first principle of Unitarian Universalism is the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Everyone has their own definition of self-worth. And how we feel about ourselves, how we literally calculate our self-worth, is based upon how we compare to that definition. Be that a reasonable definition or unreasonable. How far away are you from the ideal of self-worth as you define it? If Webster's Dictionary called you tomorrow and said, define self-worth, what would your answer be? And how do you compare to that? Recognizing that ideal, as we just used it, is a word automatically granting some questionable authority in the first place. How much power are you giving to who you think you're supposed to be versus who you are? How kind are you being to yourself? Do you have mercy when it comes to judging yourself? Do you compare your insides with other people's outsides and claim that as proof that you are not as good as, smart as, pretty as, thin as, poor as, hungry as desperate, as lonely as they are. I wish I were, thank God I'm not, that. We compare ourselves to others as a way of avoiding evaluating our self-worth for ourselves. The problem becomes about a lack of imagination, really. It's hard to imagine what genuine self-worth feels like. Even if you have plenty of it, do you even notice? Do you know your own definition of worthiness? I would hazard a guess that genuine self-worth doesn't look very conceited or egocentric. Genuine self-worth would be calm, comfortable existence, emotionally independent of others' opinions, other than a desire to be loved, respected, and appreciated by those closest to them. Not indifferent to opinions, merely emotionally independent of them. When is it to be emotionally independent? What is it to be emotionally independent of other people's opinion of you? What is that like? It's different than not caring. It's just not using that as a stick to beat yourself with. That you can celebrate the good as you are both comfortable and curious about the bad. To know dignity in the midst of a learning curve is not to internalize it or to get all worked up about it. It's to be comfortable with simply not yet knowing. To be emotionally independent is not to be ignorant of others. It's exactly the opposite. It's to make opinions of others more a point of observation and learning rather than give them authorship of your definition of self-worth. It's good to know what people think. It doesn't mean you have to change who you are or be afraid to discover you just might want to. It's all your decision. It's your definition. You don't need to do anything but evaluate your own self-worth. To whatever degree you have a handle on that, you can accomplish anything. Any foe, imagined or otherwise, that tells you you cannot do something. Your membership to the human race is not something that is reversible, transferable, or shall ever expire. At least not until you do. But your membership to this one collective supersedes your worst actions, your best actions, and even your death. You know, we say every Sunday, whoever you are, wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. We do wonder about the repercussions of belonging to a club that can never be selective. We fight about it. We listen to people talk about the walls they shall build, about how they will create separation amid the oneness. But that's a lie. There is no separation. There's certainly no getting away from each other. And the sickness we see in the world today is not a sickness at all. The struggle for survival we are witnessing is the dying of the old ways, the old energy. It's the recalibration of the planet based on the revelation of incomprehensibly vast storehouses of new information for each of us. We can learn to change our oil, build a deck, write a thesis, discover new worlds, all from our computers and phones. But we are irrevocably members of this human race. We are members of humanity. We are all one, whether we like it or not, whether it's easy or not. So there's a bond amongst us. Invisible threads attaching the deepest parts of our being together. a fail-safe system of unity that, despite our best efforts, we have so far been powerless to destroy. And because we are all equal on this deep, intrinsic level, there is no such thing as unworthiness. Because we are all either inherently worthy or none of us is. We are so powerful that we can't even see it. We have the power to accomplish literally any action we choose. Rational or irrational, helpful or hurtful, collectively we have the power to manifest somethingness out of nothingness. We have the power to create guns, shoot guns, and we have the power to choose not to use them. We have the power to create a political war where no war might otherwise exist. And we have the power to make peace in spite of ourselves. I had a counselor once who insisted I carefully hang up my coat when I enter her office, rather than drape it on the chair or put it on the floor beside her. For a while I thought it was because she was fastidious. But she had a different motive. She believed that how we treat our clothes, regardless of their quality or value, can act as an indicator about how we feel about ourselves. She also believed that if you want to begin to think better of yourself, treat your clothes better. These are the garments we see ourselves in when we look in the mirror. They are stand-ins for us. We send subtle signals to ourselves with how we treat the emblems of our humanity. The same could be said for how we treat the planet as being somehow connected with how we think of ourselves. It's all one big system. Pluck one string and they all vibrate a little. Most discussions regarding the first principle of inherent worth and dignity of all people focus around how we treat others. That we should afford others the dignity and right to exist that we give ourselves. And we should. But the challenge becomes then about how much dignity and worth we truly do afford ourselves. The inherent worth of others exists as high as a mountain and as deep as the ocean, but if you cannot see your own, how much of another's can you expect to see? Which side of the binoculars are you looking through? If you wish to help foster positive change in the world, we must see the human race as one where everybody truly belongs, where everyone has a right to exist, a right to thrive, and we cannot see the human race this way until we do ourselves the mercy of believing that to be true of us too. The golden rule exists throughout all human culture. In Christianity, it is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. In Islam, they say no man has faith until they love for their brother what they love for themselves. And in Judaism, it instructs us to love your neighbor as yourself. And the list goes on. The golden rule is the backbone of the first principle. But it's something of a trick question. Can you guess what the trick is? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The clue is the second part. As you would have them do unto you. So how would you have them do unto you? How do you want to be treated? Do you even know? Because you can say, I want to be treated well, but then go outside and smoke a pack of cigarettes. You can say, I wish to be healthy, as you speak your fast food order into the clown's mouth. I think in order to live up to the first principle, indeed any of them, is to read the golden rule in reverse. Do unto yourself as you should do unto others. For only then will you know the level of self-worth that is truly the bedrock foundation of seeing the worth of all people. Please rise for our closing hymn, number